MLAs, Shri Devu Singh Chauhan, the Honourable Minister of State for Communications, Government of India, Dr. L. Murugan, the Honourable Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting, and also the Minister of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying, Shri P.D. Waghela ji, Chairman TRAI, Srimati Meenakshi Gupta, Member TRAI, Shri Apurva Chandra, Secretary INB, and Shri V. Raghunandan ji, Secretary TRAI. And to all our distinguished dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and all very eminent guests present with us in this August gathering, ladies and gentlemen, it's such a pleasure and an honor to be greeting you all on this very happy, joyous and momentous occasion. As with all of you, we celebrate the 25 years of establishment of Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. Thank you to all of you on behalf of the exuberant team of TRAI for joining us in this very happy and momentous occasion. And at the very onset, please also join us as we extend our greetings to all our dignitaries on the dais. आज के इस विशेष दिवस की हमारे माननीय मंचासीन सभी माननीय मंत्रीगण और अतिथिगण का विशेष रूप से स्वागत करते हुए उन्हें शुभकामनाएं देते हैं। और मैं सबसे पहले डॉक्टर पी.डी. वघेला जी, चेयरमैन TRAI से निवेदन करती हूँ कि वे माननीय मंत्री जी का, श्री अश्विनी वैष्णव जी का पौधा प्रदान कर भेंट कर उनका स्वागत करें। प्लीज जॉइन अस लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, आज के इस शुभ दिवस की शुभकामनाएं देते हुए श्री अश्विनी वैष्णव जी को स्वागत करते हैं। श्री देव सिंह चौहान जी का, ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर ऑफ स्टेट फॉर कम्युनिकेशंस, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया। और चेयरमैन साहब से निवेदन है कि डॉक्टर एल मुरुगन, ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर ऑफ स्टेट फॉर इंफॉर्मेशन एंड ब्रॉडकास्टिंग, उनका भी वह पौधा भेंट कर उनका स्वागत करें। और अब आज के इस विशेष दिवस की शुभकामनाएं देते हैं चेयरमैन TRAI डॉक्टर P.D. वघेला जी को, और उनका स्वागत करने के लिए मैं मंच पर आमंत्रित करती हूं श्री राजीव सिन्हा जी को, प्रिंसिपल एडवाइजर TRAI। उनके कुशल नेतृत्व में आज का ये कार्यक्रम आयोजित किया जा रहा है, समारोह। उनको बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। एंड नाउ may I request श्री MP Tangirala, Principal Advisor TRAI, to please welcome Srimati Meenakshi Gupta, Member TRAI. May I request now Shri Mahindra Srivastava, Principal Advisor TRAI, to welcome Shri Apurva Chandra, Secretary INB. And ladies and gentlemen, as you know, today we also have the World Telecommunications Day and the Information Society Day. So it is a triple celebration which we have today. And now requesting Shrimati Vandana Sethi, Advisor TRAI, to please join us here on the dais to welcome Shri V. Raghunandan, respected Secretary TRAI. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I think all of you will agree that it is such a pleasant coincidence that as we are celebrating 25 years of TRAI, we are celebrating in a very important year and a milestone year for our country. As you all know that this year we are celebrating 75 years of our independence. हम अपनी आज़ादी का अमृत महोत्सव मना रहे हैं. And therefore, it is an opportunity for TRAI to showcase the immense strides which it has been able to make, the contribution which it has been able to make to the phenomenal growth of the telecom and the broadcasting sector in the country, while promoting and protecting the interest of the service providers by giving them a very conducive environment to grow and flourish, and at the same time also protecting the interest of the consumers, ensuring that they are able to avail these services at an affordable price in a competitive environment. So TRAI has played a very important role in this orderly and just growth of the telecom and the broadcasting sector in the country. Further, as you're also aware that our Honourable Prime Minister has said that the next 25 years are going to be very crucial for all of us. That's the Amrit Kal, where all of us have to come together And keeping technology at the core of all transformations, we have to work towards building a 21st century, a future-ready, a more connected, empowered, a climate-sensitive, clean, green growth and inclusive growth for our country, so that the person at the last mile is also a contributor and the beneficiary of the various services provided by the Government of India. And thereby, this year, the 25th year of TRAI becomes extremely important to introspect, to reflect, and then look into the future, how each one of us can contribute towards the India at 100 vision given by our Honourable Prime Minister, when India is going to be celebrating its 100 years and TRAI is going to be celebrating its 50 years. And thus enabling India to play a leading role in the emerging global information society. And needless to say that with the 5G coming in, with the various technological advancements which we are going to be seeing, the role of TRAI is going to be becoming all the more important, pronounced, and more responsive and responsible. So considering this, these 2 days, TRAI is going to be focusing on promoting holistic digital collaborative regulation and policy making in the digital economy by bringing the other sectors on board. And must I also share with you a very happy news, many of you might be in fact aware of that also, that very recently ITU has adjudged India as the advanced category nation. Now this is the highest category in collaborative regulation or the G5 benchmarking index. So happy news coming on a very momentous occasion, and I'm sure that throughout the year, with the contribution of everyone, we'll be having and able to scale greater heights. So with this optimism, ladies and gentlemen, let us mark the auspicious inauguration of this day as per our Indian traditions and customs by lighting the ceremonial lamp. And I would like to request our Honourable Ministers, Shri Ashwini Vaishnav ji, may I request Shri Deva Singh Chauhan, Dr. L. Murugan, and all the dignitaries on the dais to please join us in lighting the lamp, marking the auspicious inauguration of the day celebrating 25 years.
Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Guru Me Deva Sarvakaryashu Sarvada Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhavit Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu.
तो ईश्वर की शुभकामनाओं के साथ और सभी लोग सुखी रहें, स्वस्थ रहें, इन्हीं शुभकामनाओं के साथ हमारे आज के इस कार्यक्रम का मंगलमय शुभारंभ. And now I request Shrimati Meenakshi Gupta, member TRAI, to please welcome everyone here with her welcome address.
Good morning, everyone. Honourable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, we will be honoured to have him with us very soon. Honourable Union Minister for Railways, Communications and Electronics and Information Technology, Shri Ashwini Vaishnav. Honourable Union Minister of State Communications, Shri Deva Singh Chauhan. Honourable Union Minister of State Information and Broadcasting, Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying, Dr. L. Murugan. Chairman, Telecom Regulatory Authority, India, Dr. P.D. Waghela. Secretary, Information and Broadcasting, Shri Apurva Chandra. Secretary, TRAI, Shri Raghunandan. Chairman, Bangladesh Telecommunication Regulatory Commission, Mr. Shyam Sundar Sikadar. Telecommunication Regulator of Cambodia, Mr. Shen Tong. Chairman, Information and Communication Technology Authority, Turkey, Mr. Amar Abdullah Karzulu. former chairman of TRAI, Shri Nripendra Mishra and Shri R.S. Sharma, representatives and delegates from international regulatory authorities, other sectoral regulators of India and their delegates, former members and secretaries of TRAI, senior officers from government, leaders and representatives of industry, friends from media, ladies and gentlemen. It is my proud privilege to welcome all the dignitaries and each one of you who are present here on this occasion of Silver Jubilee celebrations of Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. As we all are aware, TRAI Act 1997 was enacted as the National Telecom Policy 1994 brought an inevitable need for an independent regulatory framework to separate the government's regulatory functions from its service providing functions. This led to creation of TRAI in 1997. In the year 2004, broadcasting and cable services were also brought under the ambit of TRAI. The phenomenal growth of the sector has been made possible by a forward-looking policy framework supported by robust and enabling regulatory mechanism. Since 1994, the policy framework has evolved with National Digital Communications Policy 2018, envisaging to harness the power of emerging digital technologies. Regulating such a huge market with continuously emerging new technologies had indeed been a challenge. TRAI had been both meticulous and visionary in its approach while giving recommendations on complex issues. We are proud to be active partner in the development process in the country. It may also be noted that 25 years of TRAI coincide with celebrations of 75 years of India's independence being celebrated as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. I would take this opportunity to formally welcome all the dignitaries on behalf of TRAI. It's an honor and privilege to welcome the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi. Sir, your august presence would encourage us to excel in our endeavors. It's an honor and proud privilege for me to welcome Shri Ashwini Vaishnav, Honourable Minister for Railways, Communications and Electronics and Information Technology on this occasion. Sir, we are really fortunate to have you amongst us today as you are a great champion of reforms. I would also extend a very warm welcome to Honourable Minister of State Communications, Shri Devi Singh Chauhan, and Honourable Minister of State Information and Broadcasting, Dr. L. Morgan. We are grateful to you, sirs, for taking time off to attend the Silver Jubilee celebrations of TRAI. I would also extend a very warm welcome to Chairman TDSAT, Honourable Justice D.N. Patel. It's my privilege to welcome Dr. P.D. Waghela, Chairman TRAI, who has conceptualized this entire program. I would also welcome Shri Apurva Chandra, Secretary, Department of Information and Broadcasting on this occasion. I extend a very warm welcome to Chairman Bangladesh Telecommunication Regulatory Commission, Shri Shyam Sundar Sikdar, Telecommunication Regulator of Cambodia, Mr. Shan Thon, and Chairman Information and Communication Technology Authority, Turkey, Mr. Amar Abdullah Karzulu. Sirs, your presence would certainly facilitate collaborative regulations. It's an honor and privilege to welcome former Chairman of Authority, Shri Nripendra Mishra and Shri R.S. Sharma. Sirs, all of us at TRAI would like to express our gratitude to you and all other former chairmen of TRAI for their immense contribution towards strengthening TRAI. I would also like to welcome former members and secretaries of TRAI and thank them for their valuable contributions. I take this opportunity to welcome all other international delegates, senior officers from government, and delegations from other sectoral regulatory bodies. I would also like to welcome Professor Bhaskar Ramamurthy, part-time member TRAI. Phenomenal growth of the sector has been made possible by active participation and zeal of the industry. They always provide excellent inputs in the consultative process of TRAI. I welcome the leaders and representatives of industry on this occasion. I also welcome our esteemed friends from media and the entire TRAI family. Once again, a very, very warm welcome to all of you to this grand celebration of Silver Jubilee of TRAI. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your words of welcome for everyone. And may I now request Shri Apurva Chandraji, respected Secretary, Information and Broadcasting, for his address.
Respected Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, who will be joining us shortly virtually. Honourable Minister of Communication, IT and Railways Shri Ashwini Vaishnav ji, Minister of State for Communications Shri Devi Singh Chauhan ji, Mr. Murugan, Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting, Shri P.D. Waghela, Chairman TRAI, former Chairman Shri Nipendra Mishra, Shri Ram Sevak Sharma, and all the members from leading organizations of telecom and broadcasting who are present here today. We have gathered here to celebrate 25 years of TRAI. TRAI was established in 1997 to take care of the need of the telecom sector, which was just opening up for the private sector at that time. And I remember that that time it was the fixed line telephony which was being opened up. Nobody thought that mobile will become so ubiquitous, and today it is the mobile which is everywhere and not the fixed line. Fixed line is almost over. Broadcasting was added to TRAI in the year 2004. So today we are completing 18 years of broadcasting. Broadcasting comparatively is a smaller cousin of telecom in terms of revenue. But in terms of reach, broadcasting is as big or probably bigger. Broadcasting is as vibrant as our democracy, with more than 850 TV channels, of which 300 are news channels, 386 FM radio stations, 355 community radio stations, 1,750 MSOs who are providing cable services, and over 2 lakh LCOs in various parts of the country. So the reach, scope, and employment is huge. While telecom has seen a consolidation over the past few years, the broadcasting sector keeps on growing with more and more entities coming online almost on a daily basis. The media and entertainment industry today is estimated to be about $25 billion, and we expect it to grow to $70 billion by 2030. TRAI will complete 25 years of broadcasting as a broadcasting regulator in 2029. So it is the task of TRAI to steer this growth of broadcasting sector over the next decade. We expect the broadcasting sector to grow at 12% every year over the next decade or so, while the country grows at 8%, because both telecom and broadcasting have to lead the way in this growth of the country. TRAI has supported broadcasting in a big way over the past 18 years. The migration from analog to digital that was achieved in 2017, largely due to the efforts of TRAI. TRAI has given us 48 recommendations over this period, and most of them have been acted upon by the government. There are today over 210 million households having TV in the country, which is the second largest ecosystem in the world. And TRAI has also helped dissemination of data through the low-cost data regime which prevails in India. This is one of the biggest achievements of our telecom sector that it allows so much of information to flow to everyone in the country. Just a couple of months back, I was in UAE, and I saw that 1 GB of data there costs almost 1,000 rupees. And here in India, we don't even bother what 1 GB of data is. It is almost free. So that is what has led to the dissemination of all this information to anyone you find that anyone is holding a mobile and just listening everything. Technology is ever changing, and now convergence is going to happen convergence is happening. In broadcasting, telecom, everything is getting converged. Everything is available on a mobile through an app, and now with 5G coming in, we'll see a faster convergence with availability of linear platforms directly on mobile, digital radio on mobile, and we'll require upgradation of the infrastructure in the broadcasting sector also to match with the 5G availability. The Honourable Prime Minister has given us a task to make a vision for 2047, for the next 25 years. In a sector which is changing so fast, where technology changes so fast, it is very difficult to imagine what the world will be over the next 25 years, because 25 years back in 97, nobody thought that mobile would be so ubiquitous. Today, already things have started. Metaverse, people have started talking of metaverse, of avatars being created and populating the virtual world. But these are also things of today, which will happen in the next 5-6 years. What happens in the next 25 years is very difficult to imagine, and TRAI has a challenge to keep the regulations in pace with the changing technology. The march of technology will keep going on, and TRAI will have to maintain its regulations in line with the technology. So with that challenge over the next 25 years, my best wishes to the Chairman TRAI and the members and the entire ecosystem. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your best wishes. And as you said, it's going to be affordability, accessibility, and quality of service, which the TRAI has been driving. And even in the future, as in 25 years, probably it's difficult to foresee the immense growth and changes which we are going to be seeing. But then TRAI, as you said, has to work a little more pronouncing role of TRAI towards the regulations. And thank you for all the good wishes to TRAI for that. And now requesting Dr. L. Murugan, our Honourable Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting, and also the Minister for Fisheries, Animal Husbandry, Adhering, for his remarks on this important occasion.
Respected Sri Narendra Modi ji, Honourable Prime Minister of India is going to join in the online. Sri Ashwin Kumar Vaishnav ji, Honourable Minister for Communications, Electronics and IT and Railways. Sri Dev Singh Chauhan ji, Honourable Minister of State for Communication. Sri Aburu Chandra, Secretary Information and Broadcasting. Sri Raghunandan, Secretary TRAI. Srimati Meenati Gupta, Member TRAI. Dr. P.D. Waghela, Chairman TRAI. Representative of international regulatory bodies and international organizations, industry leaders, senior officers, dignitaries, and friends from media. Today we are celebrating 25th year of establishment of Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. TRAI has continuously worked to protect the interest of service providers and consumers of the telecom and broadcasting sector, to promote and ensure orderly growth. The transparent, open and fair regulatory process, well-defined consultative mechanism not only helps to resolve key issues, thereby increasing the ease of doing business, but it is also positioned TRAI as a key facilitator of modern Indian digital revolution. Under the dynamic leadership of our Honourable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, Digital India is marching ahead. Digital India has transformed the lives of millions of Indians in last 8 years. The Jandan Aadhaar Mobile Jam Trinity, UPI architecture, DPT, and many more such initiatives have fueled the growth and entrepreneurship, and has also positively impacted the life of a common man. And has also positively impacted life of the common man. With the content becoming the king, the audio-visual sector is witnessing enormous opportunities. In such scenario, TRAI's rule become very crucial. Its recommendations set to pace reform, perform, and transform as envisaged by our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. In broadcasting sector, TRAI has given its recommendations on several important issues such as digitalization of terrestrial TV broadcasting in the country, sharing of infrastructure, digital radio broadcasting, TV audience measurement, FM as well as community radio stations, and many other such recommendations enable to sector to take key decisions and implement them. The public broadcasting sector has seen big transformational initiative in last 8 years. The pace of out of more than 1,200 optional analog terrestrial TV transmitters by Prasar Bharati has enabled to take a big leap towards technology infusion, cost saving, and making available the valuable spectrum for other important usages. In the last 8 years, the motto of our Prime Minister, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, and Sabka Prayas, has enabled the DD free dish to emerge as a largest free air public DDH platform, serving more than 4.5 crores of families. When the schools were closed during the COVID-19 period, the educational channels as DD free dish came to the aid of millions of students across the country. Today, India is the world's second largest TV market with close to 210 million TV households. Today, India has more than 900 private satellite TV channels, 386 private FM channels, and around 340 community radio stations. We have more than 80,000 LCOs, 1,700 MSOs, 4 major DTH operators, and few IPTV service providers, providing variety of options to consumers to access TV and radio channels. This has led to complete in the market and wider choices of affordability to the consumers in the telecom and television sector. Friends, today we are standing at an important juncture wherever changing digital technologies and robust digital infrastructure promise a great future. The telecom and broadcasting technology are proving to be a very important tool to ensure the welfare of last standing common man in the remotest of the corner of the country. Digital cable infrastructure and cable TV technology offers a huge opportunity for introduction of value-added service on affordable costs. The world around us is getting disturbed due to innovation facilities by digital technologies. Consumption behaviors of consumers are rapidly changing. Non-linear delivery of broadcasting content is becoming popular. Yes, now people want to watch video and TV anytime and anywhere. Friends, an effective regulator is the best facilitator, and I'm sure that TRAI will continue to be so in this Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and this Azadi Amrit Kal. With these words, I congratulate the entire TRAI family and extend my best wishes. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir, for your good wishes and also sharing your views. As you said, that TRAI has exhibited very impressive and massive and very responsible footprints and decisive role which it has played towards the growth of the telecom and broadcasting sector. And this we have seen, especially during the COVID times when the screen time increased, when it was almost a 24/7 working, flexible working hours, working from home. That is where we saw a lot of the growth of the telecom and the broadcasting sector, and that continues even in this, after this long furlough period. We have seen that the trends have gradually changed. Further, as these trends are also going to be becoming almost permanent, now we are going to be seeing more and more growth of the telecom and broadcasting sector, where the regulator has to play a very important role. Thank you, sir, for guiding us. And may I now request Shri Devya Singh Chauhan, the Honourable Minister of State for Communications, Government of India, for his address.
ट्राई के सिल्वर जुबिली के मौके पर मंचासीन आदरणीय अश्विनी वैष्णव जी, मिनिस्टर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, टेलीकम्युनिकेशंस एंड रेलवेज, डॉक्टर एल मुरुगन, मिनिस्टर INB, चेयरमैन ट्राई डॉक्टर वाघेला जी, सेक्रेटरी INB अपूर्व चंद्रा जी, मेंबर मीनाक्षी गुप्ता जी, मेरे सन्मुख उपस्थित आप सब, ट्राई के निर्माण में अति महत्व का रोल जिसका रहा है, वैसे पूर्व सीनियर अधिकारी आदरणीय नृपेंद्र मिश्रा जी, शर्मा जी, पत्रकार जगत के गणमान्य पत्रकार आदरणीय रजत जी, सुभाष जी, उपस्थित आप सब, कुछ ही देर में देश के प्रधानमंत्री इस मौके पर हम सबको संबोधित करेंगे, मार्गदर्शन करेंगे। ट्राई का जब अब रजत जयंती महोत्सव मना रहे हैं, तब विश्व के टेलीकॉम क्षेत्र में सबसे किफ़ायती दाम पर अगर टेलीकॉम सेवा आज भारत दे रहा है, उसमें अति महत्व का रोल जिसका है वो ट्राई का रोल है। और ट्राई आज जब 25 साल मना रहे हैं, तब मैं बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूं, अभिनंदन करता हूं। टेलीकॉम का रोल हमारे जीवन में कितना है, उसका अलग महत्व बताने के लिए कोई आवश्यकता नहीं है, लेकिन हाल ही में मेरे 2 दौरे का मैं थोड़ा अनुभव साझा करूंगा। हाल ही में गत महीने में मैं छत्तीसगढ़ राज्य के नक्सल प्रभावित आकांक्षी जिला दंतेवाड़ा की दौरा मैंने किया। वहाँ जो स्थिति थी और टेलीकॉम किस तरीके से सोशियो इकोनॉमिक चेंज लाने की क्षमता दिखा सकता है, वैसा मैंने खुद अनुभव किया है। नक्सली प्रभावित क्षेत्र में आज वहाँ के युवा और वहाँ की महिला के हाथ में जब ये कनेक्टिविटी पहुँचा है, तब उनके जीवन में बहुत बड़ा परिवर्तन आया है। वहाँ की महिला जो सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप की दीदी हैं, जो वहाँ के लोकल प्रोडक्ट्स जो आमचूर रहते हैं, सफ़ेद आमचूर हैं, जो महुआ के लड्डू हैं, वो आज वो सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप की महिला अमेज़न पे उसका सेल कर रही है। ये दंतेवाड़ा क्षेत्र की बहुत बड़ा परिवर्तन है। वहाँ के गरीब जो मनरेगा का पैसा, वहां के गरीब किसान को किसान सम्मान निधि का पैसा सीधा उन डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफर के जरिए सीधा उनके अकाउंट में जमा होता है। मैं ऐसा समझता हूं फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन का इससे बड़ा सबसे बड़ा काम अगर कोई कर सकता है तो टेलीकॉम क्षेत्र कर रहा है, जो दूर दराज गांव में कर। अभी कुछ दिनों पहले मैंने गुजरात के अति पछात क्षेत्र जनजाति क्षेत्र का दौरा किया। नर्मदा जिला के नांदोद तहसील का एक छोटा सा वनवासी क्षेत्र जिसे कहते हैं, वहां गाड़ित करके एक प्लेस है, वहां मैंने एक टावर का लोकार्पण करने के लिए गया और वहां मैंने पाया ये छोटे से गांव में पीक आवर्स में 20 GB डेटा कंजप्शन था और 1500 से ज्यादा कॉल उस गांव में लोग यूज करते थे। तो इस दूर दराज गांव की जो आशाएं हैं, जो अपेक्षाएं हैं उस नई पीढ़ी की, इस आकांक्षा को पूरा करने के लिए ट्राई बहुत बड़ा रोल कर सकता है, ऐसे कर रहे हैं। 25 साल में जो आज ट्राई ने रोल किया है इसी के कारण ही ये हुआ है। लेकिन ये जो नई पीढ़ी है उनकी जो आशाएं हैं उसमें ट्राई को भी अपने आप को री इन्वेंट करना पड़ेगा। ट्राई का रोल हम जानते हैं ट्राई का रोल बहुत बड़ा रहा है। लेकिन देश के श्रद्धेय प्रधानमंत्री जी आदरणीय मोदी जी ने जब हमें इस अमृत महोत्सव जब मना रहे हैं तब अमृत काल की जो परिकल्पना दी है और आत्मनिर्भर भारत की कल्पना की हैसियत से जब हमें आत्मनिर्भर एक स्वावलंबी भारत बनाने की उनकी जो परिकल्पना है, उनमें टेलीकॉम ने बहुत बड़ा काम किया है, वो मैं गर्व के साथ आपके सामने बता सकता हूं। इसी साल के अंत में BSNL में 4G इंडिजीनियस भारत में ही बना हुआ इंजीनियर और साइंटिस्ट और कंपनी की मदद से 4G इंडिजीनियस सेवा इस देश में चालू हो जाएगी। वो आत्मनिर्भर भारत का बहुत बड़ा उदाहरण हम सबके सामने है। आज आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी भारत की चुनिंदा IITs और कंपनी की मदद से 5G टेस्ट बेड का लॉन्चिंग कर रहे हैं। ये बदलता भारत है, ये नया भारत है, ये नूतन भारत है जो विश्व में टेलीकॉम के विभाग में एक नया रोल अदा करने जा रहा है। और मैं यहां तक मानता हूं जो देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी कहते हैं कि अगर इस देश को लास्ट माइल तक डेमोक्रेसी पहुंचानी है तो लास्ट माइल कनेक्टिविटी पहुंचाओ। अगर लास्ट माइल कनेक्टिविटी पहुंचेगी तो लास्ट माइल में बैठा हुआ वो अंत्योदय की जो भावना से हम जब काम कर रहे हैं तब वो हमें अकाउंटेबिलिटी भी पूछेगा। उसके हाथ में अगर इंटरनेट पहुंचेगा तो हमसे वो सवाल करेगा और डेमोक्रेसी का आधार सवाल है। डेमोक्रेसी में हमेशा प्रश्न रहता है और सिटीजन जब प्रश्न करता है तब सिटीजन सेंट्रिक सेवाएं देना हमें शुरू करना पड़ता है। और सिटीजन सेंट्रिक सेवा शुरू करने के लिए हाल ही में हमने बहुत बड़ा रिफॉर्म्स भी किया है, जो इस सरकार का, इस गवर्नमेंट का मोटो रहा है, ट्रांसफॉर्म, रिफॉर्म एंड परफॉर्म। हाल ही में हमारे विभाग ने WPC रिफॉर्म्स जो हमने तय किया था उससे 6 महीने पूर्व हमने रिफॉर्म्स कर लिया है और जल्द ही इस महीने के अंत में वो रिफॉर्म्स लागू भी हो जाएगा, जो बहुत बड़ा सिटीजन सेंट्रिक रिफॉर्म्स होगा। इस महीने में हमने जो काम किया है, जिस तरीके से हम कोस्टल विभाग में भी काम कर रहे हैं, मुझे बताया गया कि आप समय ले सकते हैं, इसीलिए ले रहा हूं चेयरमैन श्री, नहीं तो उनको ऐसा लगता है कि उनको कोई लिमिट है कि नहीं। आज पोस्टल विभाग स्टैंप भी रिलीज कर रहा है आपके इस मौके पे, और पोस्टल विभाग ने भी बहुत बड़ा अपना स्वरूप चयन किया है। पोस्टल विभाग भी एक नए स्वरूप के साथ काम करने जा रहा है। टेलीकॉम विभाग में भी बहुत बड़ा रिफॉर्म्स आ रहा है। ऐसे मौके पर मैं ज्यादा समय नहीं लेते हुए ट्राई को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। आप सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you very much, Honourable Minister, sir, as you highlighted the growth of the telecom and the broadcasting sector in the country, especially as you said that during your visits in the Naxalite areas, you have seen how the telecom sector has been able to play an important role towards the Sashактikaran, the empowerment of the SHGs, the women there, and also of the farmers, where you've seen the direct transfer of the funds and the benefits. And that is a very shining example of financial inclusion, which the sector has been able to drive with the important role of the regulator TRAI towards it. Also in the Narmada area, you mentioned that you had seen the forest dwellers even in the peak hours, they are able to avail good connectivity there. But you also guided TRAI that with this game-changing technologies which we are going to be seeing in the future, and towards the aspirations of the citizens of this country, so that even the person at the last mile stands beneficiary of all the services and the programs of the Government of India. TRAI will have to probably reimagine and reimagine and further work towards it, and realizing the dreams and aspirations of this very aspirational country. Towards that, once again, we thank you, sir, for guiding everyone here. And ladies and gentlemen, we were also supposed to be joined by Mr. Malcolm Johnson, the Deputy Secretary General of ITU. As you know, that TRAI has been very closely working with the ITU on various grounds, and even in the future towards co-working and co-creating with them bold solutions for our common digital future. TRAI will continue to work. He could not join us, but he has sent across a message. Before we play his message, I would like to request and invite Secretary TRAI, Shri V. Raghunandan ji, to say a few words.
Thank you all. So Dr. Malcolm Johnson, who was a great friend of India, who loves India, he was supposed to join us, and then it was indeed a privilege for all of us that he would have joined, and unfortunately his wife has taken ill, and then last moment he had to cancel. And he was one of the great supporters, sir, of India, and our establishment of ITU area office in India, he was one of the key supporters, sir. Our Honourable Minister had actually signed an agreement with ITU recently, a few months back, and it was indeed a pleasure for us. He would have been with us, but unfortunately he could not come. But however, despite his being in the hospital with his wife, he has sent his message expressing his deep gratitude to India and his best wishes. I would request Joseph to kindly play his message. Thank you.
Honourable Minister of Communications, Shri Ashwini Vaishnaw, Honourable Minister of State for Communications, Shri Debusingh Chauhan, Honourable Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting, Dr. L. Murugan, TRAI Chairman, Dr. P.D. Vakela, Secretary of the Department of Telecommunications, Shri Anshu Prakash, ladies and gentlemen, Namaskar. Let me first express my profound regret for not being able to join you physically as was planned due to a family emergency over the weekend. I was very pleased and honoured to receive the invitation to join you for this celebration of the 25th anniversary of the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, TRAI, and it's very disappointing not to be there with you. Nevertheless, I'm delighted to be able to make this contribution to the event. This milestone in the history of TRAI could not come at a more significant time, with India now one of the largest and fastest growing markets for digital consumers in the world. It is the world's third largest startup scene. It is in the front line of digital technologies and is on the way to connecting 6 lakh villages with broadband. TRAI has played an important role in this success by facilitating the spread of telecom networks across the country, including, importantly, in the rural areas. This has benefited Indian consumers in terms of choice, price, and quality of service. These networks have been a driving force behind flagship programs such as Digital India. They have helped support progress in all sectors of the economy, from finance to health to education. So much so that India is forecast to be the world's fastest growing major economy this year. Earlier this month, the Honourable Prime Minister told a trade summit that tea was for technology, enjoining the audience to bring its benefits to as many people as possible. I believe that tea also stands for togetherness, and I want to use this opportunity to reaffirm ITU's commitment to working together with you to build on these achievements and to congratulate you on all the achievements you've made so far. As research into 6G gets underway, we look to India's support and leadership in this area of ITU's work, as well as AI, which has the potential to make India a top manufacturing destination. The upcoming opening of the ITU South Asian Area Office and Technology Innovation Center in New Delhi will, I hope, encourage more Indian companies and universities to become active in ITU. Today we also celebrate another anniversary, the establishment of the ITU in 1865, with the World Telecommunication and Information Society Day, whose theme this year is Digital Technologies for Older Persons and Healthy Aging. Once again, let me congratulate TRAI and all it has achieved during its first 25 years, and encourage you to continue to foster the collaborative regulation that will bring low-cost, high-quality telecoms to all the citizens and the businesses of India. Happy Silver Jubilee to TRAI, and happy World Telecommunication and Information Society Day.
So thank you to Mr. Johnson for his good wishes in absentia. As you mentioned, that we need to concentrate and focus on the new technologies, blockchain, AI, and the machine learning. And as you know, that tomorrow we are going to be organizing a seminar which is there in Ashok Hotel, where we are going to be looking into these, leveraging into these technologies, one towards curbing the menace of the spams, and also towards improving the connectivity inside the buildings. There's a roundtable towards that, and further on collaborative regulations, as he mentioned, in sync with the Pradhan Mantri Gati Shakti program. We have a seminar which is organized tomorrow. We'll also have the ministerial session where the Honourable Minister Shri Piyush Goyal, the Minister of Communications, Honourable Minister of Commerce is going to be joining us, and we'll have also Honourable Minister of Communications Shri Ashwini Vaishnavji joining us in that ministerial session. And we are also glad to have Professor Bhaskar Ramamurthy from IIT Madras present with us in this August gathering. To further introduce him, I would like to once again request Shri V. Raghunandanji, Secretary to TRAI.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you all. Once again, Professor Bhaskar Ramamurthy, who was earlier two-time Director IIT Madras, he is also with us here, and he has also joined as a part-time member of TRAI. We are privileged, sir, that you are here, and we would actually, he was the key architect of the 5G testbed, and along with the other consortium of 8 institutions. Sir, we would request you on behalf of TRAI to kindly talk about few minutes on the testbed, sir. Thank you.
Honourable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, who will be joining us very soon. Honourable Union Minister for Railways, Communications, Electronics and Information Technology, Shri Ashwini Vaishnavji. Honourable Union Minister of State for Communications, Shri Devu Singh Chauhan ji. Honourable Union Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting, Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying, Dr. L. Muruganji, Dr. P.D. Vaghela, Chairperson, TRAI, Ms. Meenakshi Gupta, Member, TRAI, Shri Apurva Chandra, Secretary, Information and Broadcasting, Shri V. Raghunandanji, Secretary, TRAI, distinguished delegates, and others in the audience. I thank you all for the opportunity to give you a brief introduction to the end-to-end 5G testbed that has been built from scratch in India. What is the purpose and what it is. There will be a short video that will be played later that will give you some glimpses of the testbed, though very brief. In 2018, in the Union budget, a major project was announced with a funding of 224 crore rupees to build a complete end-to-end 5G testbed in the country. This was to be undertaken by 8 institutions of the country, many IITs, and some R&D laboratories put together. The purpose of this testbed was that any product that is developed by any company, any startup, or any research undertaken by any student, if it has to be validated, proved, then we will have a complete testbed with all the capabilities to interrogate, to check what might be going wrong, what might be going right, not just a black box. To have such a facility made available for anybody in the country who is developing such a product or conducting some research. If you just procure a commercial system, you can't do that. It's just a black box. You can use it, but you can't use it for testing new products, new applications. As we all know, 5G is very rich in applications, in use cases, and even in a variety of different types of products because of the huge emphasis on Internet of Things. This testbed, we commenced building it in 2018. Of course, we also struggled through the pandemic because it's a project happening at several locations in the country. And we had difficulties with the movement of people, with the interactions and so on. But nevertheless, the project was completed successfully with a few months of delay. And the testbed is now fully ready and working. And in fact, informally, it's already being used. It is located at 5 different parts of the country. The integrated testbed is in Chennai at IIT Madras. But there are also other parts of the testbed at Kanpur, at Delhi, in IIT Delhi, in IISc Bangalore, and at IIT Hyderabad. IIT Bombay and Samir also participated in this, but their contributions are all in the integrated testbed at Chennai. So we are now, there's a portal that has been created. Anybody who wants to use it can register in the portal, and after being approved, we will make the testbed available. We'll make trained manpower, engineers who know it very well, also available where required to help the user validate and prove their products or their applications. Already, as I said, we've wetted our feet. We know that this is working, and we hope in the next year or two to really enable a huge ecosystem in the country of startups, of companies. DOT recently concluded a hackathon in which 30 winners were announced for 5G products and applications. So companies like those, even established companies, and researchers, anybody who wants to use this, anybody in India who wants to check, test what they are doing, this testbed is now available with the capability to probe deep into the system to debug it, to debug their applications and products. We want to thank the Government of India for reposing faith in this diverse set of institutions to deliver on this. The testbed evolved not only as a lab-based system, but it has now evolved into a deployable system, because when we developed it, we tried to make sure that whatever we develop is actually deployable, and in fact, the technology can be transferred for manufacturing too. So a campus network is now being set up on the IIT Madras campus with the radio network that has been developed in the testbed, with the core network that's been developed in the testbed, and technology of this deployable system is already being transferred to industry for manufacturing. So we believe that not only will India have a 4G, Atmanirbhar 4G technology very soon, as was mentioned by the Honourable Minister, we believe that very, very soon we will have an Atmanirbhar 5G network also in the country. And this will be very important going forward in this Amrit Kal that has been talked about. More than 300 engineers, young engineers, most of them out of college barely a few years ago or just recently, have been the set of people who have built this. So we built an enormous human capacity in 5G technology, and they're all ready to go ahead. They're not going to sit with 5G. I think when 6G rolls in fact, they will be the people who will develop some of the key parts of 6G in India. So this is another very important benefit that has come out of this project, across the country, a huge set of youngsters who really know the innards of 5G technology. So I want to thank the Department of Telecommunications, Government of India for the support, and I believe that this will pave the way for evolving a very good 5G ecosystem in the country, leading to, by the time we reach 2028, 2030, to very strong 6G ecosystem where India is one of the leading countries that contributes to the future of telecom technology. Thank you very much. And with this, I'd like to commend you to the video, and then later, if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Bhaskar, for briefing us about the Made in India 5G testbed, which is going to be shortly launched at the hands of the Honourable Prime Minister as he joins us. And as you said, this is going to be driving the 4G and the 5G ecosystem in the country, led by IIT Madras. And it's a very shining example of a collaboration between government, industry, and academia. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honourable Prime Minister, as he joins us shortly, let me just take this time to sound you also in detail about tomorrow's session. The seminar, as we mentioned, it is on collaborative regulations, co-creation and sharing of infrastructure in sync with the Pradhan Mantri Gati Shakti. Now, as you know that the Pradhan Mantri Gati Shakti program was launched by the Honourable Prime Minister in 2021, and this is towards moving the silos of departmentalization. This is a digital platform which has been developed, which brings together 16 ministries on board, including the Ministry of Road and that of Railways, working towards more an integrated planning and then a coordinated implementation and execution of the various infrastructure projects. So towards that, again, as we take this, the role of TRAI becomes very important. We are going to be in detail discussing and deliberating. Towards that, we have the sessions, we have secure, sustainable, and scalable and collaborative approach towards creation. देवी सज्जनों, आप सभी का मैं अब ध्यान केंद्रित करना चाहूँगी। हमारे साथ हमारे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी जुड़ चुके हैं। आप सभी की उत्साह भरी तालियों सम्मानपूर्वक हम स्वागत करते हैं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, आपकी यहाँ पर उपस्थिति से सभी यहाँ पर बहुत गौरवान्वित महसूस कर रहे हैं। आपका विशेष रूप से धन्यवाद करना चाहेंगे TRAI की इन खुशियों में शामिल होने का। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद प्रधानमंत्री जी। और अब मैं TRAI के चेयरमैन डॉक्टर PD वघेला जी को आमंत्रित करती हूँ उनके उद्बोधन के लिए। As ladies and gentlemen, he shares with us the 25 glorious years and the noteworthy journey of TRAI.
Honourable Prime Minister of India, Honourable Minister for Communications, Honourable Ministers, aides and representatives of international regulators, Secretary, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting and senior officers, past chairpersons and members of TRAI, telecom and broadcasting industry and its distinguished leaders, friends from media, ladies and gentlemen, I take great pleasure in welcoming Honourable Prime Minister of India as we celebrate Silver Jubilee of TRAI, which pleasantly coincides with the celebration of 75 years of India's independence. We are deeply honoured by the esteemed presence of Honourable Prime Minister at this event. Since its inception in 1997, TRAI has completed 25 years of long journey in successfully regulating the telecom and broadcasting sectors. The technologies are changing very fast. And the regulators and the regulatory regime have to be agile, adaptive, and enabling. TRAI follows a much acclaimed transparent consultation process involving all the stakeholders and making regulations. Many countries look forward to our recommendations and regulations on various issues. Sir, over the years, TRAI has given transformational recommendations to the government and has created an enabling and light touch regulatory regime while protecting the consumer's interest at the same time. I will name a few. Forbearance of the tariff regime has led to competition and affordable services to the consumers. Technology neutral approach has given rise to faster adaptations of the latest technology. Enabling infrastructure sharing has benefited operators in reducing their cost and capex. Interconnection regulation has allowed entry of new operators. Quality of service regulations has improved the network quality substantially. TRAI was first to use blockchain technology for curbing spam and unsolicited messages. Mobile number portability regulation, which gives choices to the consumer to switch the service provider while retaining their mobile number, has increased competition among the service providers. TRAI's recommendation on creation of USO fund has allowed BharatNet and many other projects to connect unserved and unconnected regions of the country. Digital addressable system in the broadcasting sector has given choices to the consumer in selecting the channels. The regulation of must carry, must provide has enabled a large number of small broadcasters and cable operators to enter the television sector. Last but not least, implementation of our recent recommendation on 5G services and launching of 5G testbed for industry and startups today will create a new avenues for all the vertical sectors, leading to overall economic growth of the country. The government's Digital India mission, broadband mission, and digital literacy mission have resulted in a huge rural outreach of the internet services. This has led to digital and financial inclusion, especially in the last decade. The telephone subscriber base has increased to 1.17 billion, that is almost 80 times since 1997. The internet subscriber base has reached to 829 million. Data usage has increased to 15 gigabytes per subscriber per month from a mere 0.3 gigabytes in 2014. This has allowed various ministries and states to provide online delivery of services and direct benefit transfers to the poor, farmers, students, workers, and other citizens. Today, we are on the threshold of becoming a significant player in the global digital economy. Going forward, reducing the cost of infrastructure and easy rollout services, taking a cue from Prime Minister's visionary Gati Shakti, a multimodal connectivity master plan, TRAI has started collaborating with infrastructure regulators and ministries dealing with power, ports, airports, smart cities, and road transport and highways. In another noteworthy initiative, recently TRAI, Reserve Bank of India, SEBI, and the Ministry of Consumer Affairs have come together on a forum for curbing the menace of spam and online financial and other frauds. Today is World Telecommunication Day, which is celebrated across the world. I am happy to inform that India has taken a leap on the World Regulatory Benchmark Index of ITU in just 1 year and has moved from Generation 3 to highest Generation 5 benchmark. We take note of the telecom and broadcasting sector for always rising to the occasion over the years. During COVID pandemic, they provided much needed connectivity at home and ensured online business, social interaction, entertainment, and education. I once again extend a warm welcome and express our gratitude to the Honourable Prime Minister. Sir, your presence has inspired us to work with all the more commitment.
Glorious years of journey of TRAI and the futuristic vision and mission which you have for TRAI. And now requesting our Honourable Minister, Shri Ashwini Vaishnav-ji, the Honourable Minister for Communications, Electronics and Information Technology, and also Railways, to please address this august gathering.
Honourable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, honourable dignitaries on the dais, honourable distinguished guests present physically and virtually. Today we are celebrating the World Telecom Day as well as the Silver Jubilee of TRAI. I congratulate all the stakeholders on this auspicious day, on this great day. With changing times, telecom service has become as important as Bijli, Sadak, Pani, Shiksha and Suraksha and Swasthya. It has become the primary medium of internet access, and Telecom has retained its pole position in communications. But it has simultaneously emerged as important medium for consuming content for entertainment, education, news, and almost all sectors. COVID has accelerated this pace of digitization and virtualization. Simultaneously, we are also witnessing a major change in the industry structure. Capital intensity has increased, the technology cycles are reduced, and globally we are seeing that the industry is consolidating. Under such scenario of a global change, we in India, under Honourable Prime Minister's leadership and his guidance, are working on 3 strategic pillars. These 3 strategic pillars are: first is a globally benchmarked regulatory structure, second is technological leadership, and third is Antyodaya. I'll cover each of these 3 points in very short, in very brief. On globally benchmarked regulatory structure, last year's reforms in September 2021 have made the industry structure fairly simplified. Many structural reforms have happened and many procedural reforms have happened. The second point is about the PM Gati Shakti portal for right-of-way approvals. 32 states have joined in our federal structure for a very simplified approval system for right-of-way, and the credit goes to Honourable Prime Minister's vision. He gave us the idea of having a very integrated and a simplified way of planning, and the result is what used to take 100 days on an average for approval is now taking about 22 days on average for approval of ROW. There are many more reforms in the wing. As Honourable MOS said, the WPC reform should be ready within next few weeks, and that should come in front of all the stakeholders. Much more simplification is needed and we are working on it. The second is about technological leadership. Very proud to say that Honourable Prime Minister gave us the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat, and under his guidance and leadership, today our scientists and engineers have developed a complete 4G technology stack which is ready for deployment by BSNL, and the 5G technology stack is also in very good advanced stage of development. By the end of this year, we should see our own indigenously developed 5G technology stack. The stack will have complete ecosystem for development, which includes a 5G testbed, which Honourable Prime Minister will release today, will inaugurate today, complete ecosystem for product development. If you go to the Sanchar Bhavan on the 13th floor, there is an exhibition going. I invite all dignitaries present here to go and see it. Our own Indian companies have displayed their products and services, and the product quality is phenomenal. It's world standard. ITU Innovation Area Office has been opened in India. That's a great step. That's a recognition of our soft power. We are also very proud and happy to share that first time in the entire journey of mobile telephony, the Indian IPR has been recognized and included in the 3GPP Release 17 as a mandatory standard. That's the first step in the global table where all the big standard makers sit. So this is the path towards technological leadership. It doesn't stop here. This will continue in its journey. Third strategic pillar, as I said, is the Antyodaya, Honourable Prime Minister's vision of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. We are now moving towards saturation coverage of all the villages of the far-flung areas, the marginalized sections, because we believe in inclusive development. Honourable Prime Minister has always espoused that, he has said that Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas is a priority. And all this is possible only with the support of all our stakeholders. As Honourable Prime Minister says, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, or Sabka Prayas. So when all of us make efforts in the same direction, the results will be great. Thank you very much. Once again, many congratulations. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Honourable Minister, sir, for highlighting the various initiatives which the Government of India is taking, which your ministry is taking under the leadership of our Honourable Prime Minister, especially in the wake of these changing times and the changing needs and aspirations of the citizens of the country, and also in the wake of the changing global order. Highlighting all these initiatives which the government is taking towards transforming, reforming, and being a part of this change. Thank you, sir. And now, ladies and gentlemen, on this milestone occasion, we have a handful of releases at the hands of our Honourable Prime Minister, who's going to be dedicating these to the nation. So at the very onset, may I request our Honourable Prime Minister, sir, to please release the postage stamp marking the TRAI's Silver Jubilee celebrations with the click of the remote. So, ladies and gentlemen, enshrined in the annals of history is this important day, the milestone day of TRAI in the form of a stamp. और अब मैं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी से निवेदन करती हूँ कि रिमोट का बटन दबाकर TRAI के सुवेनियर का विमोचन करने के लिए। So as you saw, ladies and gentlemen, this souvenir presents an overview of the 25 glorious years of TRAI, the TRAI Act, the statutory mandate of TRAI, the growth story of the telecom services, internet services, broadcasting and cable services, the various achievements and contributions of TRAI, the organizational structure of TRAI, and then the chairpersons and various members and secretaries leading the organization in the last 25 years. And ladies and gentlemen, as we've been hearing from all our distinguished speakers, it's been very glorious years for TRAI these last 25 years, setting various milestones. And then seeing the various technological advancements of the future, the time is not very far when TRAI is going to be steering another revolution, another telecom revolution in the country. So we have tried to capture all this glorious years of TRAI and also looking into the future prospects with 5G and also India becoming Atmanirbhar in the form of a short film, which is entitled Telecom Evolution in the Atmanirbhar Bharat 5G and Future Prospects. May I request the Honourable Prime Minister, sir, to please release this film.
The dream of building a self-reliant India is fueled by innovation and information and communication technologies, where the possibilities are beyond the limits of the sky. TRAI has set many milestones in India's growth story. TRAI is now celebrating 25 years of its contribution to the nation. Along with 75 years of independence, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the government led by Shri Narendra Modi has leveraged technology to enhance ease of living and encourage transparency in governance.
We are using digital technology to transform lives in all sectors of governance, from health and welfare to inclusion and empowerment.
Telecom sector has played a stellar role in realizing the mission of Digital India by empowering the citizens through advancements in digital communications. In the Regulatory Tracker Index of International Telecommunications Union, ITU, TRAI satisfies the highest benchmark of maturity, establishing itself internationally as a progressive regulator. While crossing over many challenges successfully, TRAI steered the connectivity revolution in India in the last 25 years, and the journey continues. 1,167 million total phone subscribers. Per GB data cost at ₹10. Over 906 private satellite TV channels. Over 800 radio stations. Enhanced connectivity boosted the digital economy with a phenomenal growth of UPI transactions, crossing 5 billion per month, worth more than 9 trillion rupees. The revenue from the telecom sector is almost 6% of the GDP in 2021. And what makes us really proud is the fact that during the pandemic, the telecom sector enabled almost 35% of the GDP, showing how digital communication can overcome the steepest of obstacles. TRAI's path-breaking steps have contributed to transformation in the delivery of telecommunication, broadcasting and cable services in the country. Infrastructure sharing reduced the cost of network deployment. One nation, one mobile number, achieved through mobile number portability. Tariff forbearance provided flexibility to service providers for innovative offers to consumers in a dynamic and competitive market. Digital addressable system brought in transparency and improved choice. TRAI is a pioneer in the introduction of blockchain technology as a regulatory technology to curb the spam. Consumer protection and digital inclusion has been the cornerstone for the regulatory approach of TRAI. TRAI is looking to enable futuristic telecom services. These include machine-to-machine communication, convergence of broadcasting and telecommunications, holographic technology, augmented reality or virtual reality, quantum computing, digital twins, robotic collaborated factories, feed agriculture, rural industry, water management, health, education, civic management or entertainment. From robotic surgery to smart ambulances for enhanced preparedness for the healthcare sector. As the future awaits further technological advancements such as 6G, the time is not far off wherein citizens can experience the benefits of tactile connectivity, advanced security and automated driving experience. TRAI intends to be at the forefront of another revolution in the making, taking India forward through telecommunication, effective regulation, ease of communication.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Kal, Aaj and Kal of TRAI taking India forward. And further, ladies and gentlemen, it's such a proud moment for India that, inspired and motivated by the clarion call of our Honourable Prime Minister towards becoming Atmanirbhar, India has developed its own 5G test bed led by IIT Madras, and it's a shining example of the collaboration between the academia, between the government and between the industry. The Department of Telecommunications has chaired it, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is among the best in the world, and it is going to be helping Indian telecom industry achieve greater heights globally and also further becoming Atmanirbhar in the telecom space. We had Professor Bhaskar of IIT Madras talking to us about it, but for further details, we have a short film which we now help you in viewing that. If you can have the film, please.
India, a country with 116 crore telecom subscribers, has the second largest user base in the entire world. Since 2014, the broadband subscriber base has increased by 1,200% to 79 crores, and the average data consumption per user has grown more than 20-fold. On the clarion call of the Honourable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, India has recently demonstrated Atmanirbhar 4G capability. As we celebrate Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, it is time for a qualitative leap forward to shape the future of telecommunications in India and the world. Towards this, we have taken several steps to develop the entire 5G ecosystem within India. In an effort to nurture talent, Department of Telecommunications conducted a 5G hackathon where startups were given an opportunity to showcase their innovations. To improve rural 5G coverage, new enhanced wireless standards called 5GI and LMLC were developed jointly by Indian academia and industry. These enhanced standards are now part of the global 5G standard.
बजट में इसी साल 5G स्पेक्ट्रम के ऑक्शन को लेकर बहुत स्पष्ट रोड मैप बताया गया है। देश में स्ट्रॉन्ग 5G इकोसिस्टम ने इसे जुड़ी हुई डिजाइन लेड मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के लिए भी बजट में PLI स्कीम्स प्रपोज की गई है।
Till now, India did not have a testing facility, and hence startups and companies had to go abroad. With a fund of 224 crore rupees, more than 300 engineers and 40 scientists across 8 institutes collaborated to develop a complete end-to-end 5G testbed facility. The testbed has all the components of the 5G network, ranging from the antennas, radios, the base stations, to the core network at the heart of the systems. The testbed provides full capability to support and test IoT applications such as autonomous vehicles, smart sensors, remote robotics, and the like. The testbed supports Indian industry and startups to test and validate their 5G products, solutions, and use cases. It will also help build human resource capacity for 5G in the country. In a quest for Atmanirbhar 5G technology, the institutes building the testbed took a further leap to develop a secure, indigenous 5G network solution for licensing and manufacturing in India. It is a fitting testimony to the abilities of India at 75 that the entire hardware and software for the solution has been designed and successfully developed by our young engineers spread across the country. Over the coming years, the solution will meet India's needs indigenously and securely. With this strong foundation towards Atmanirbhar 5G, India is now poised to play a leading role in shaping the future of telecom technology as it marches towards 6G. It is indeed a great privilege for all of us that the Honourable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi is dedicating the 5G testbed today.
So, ladies and gentlemen, under the aegis of Department of Telecommunications, we have our own 5G testbed. और जैसा कि आपको बताया गया, IIT मद्रास, IIT दिल्ली, IIT हैदराबाद, IIT कानपुर और IISc बंगलुरु में पूर्ण रूप से स्वदेशी 5G टेस्टबेड निर्मित होकर स्टार्टअप्स और अन्य टेलीकॉम औद्योगिक इकाइयों द्वारा उपयोग के लिए तैयार है। इसे राष्ट्र को समर्पित करने के लिए मैं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी से निवेदन करती हूं कि वे अपने कर कमलों द्वारा रिमोट का बटन दबाकर 5G टेस्टबेड का लोकार्पण करें। तो सभी को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी। और देवी सज्जनों, मेरे ख्याल से हम सभी ये महसूस करते हैं कि माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के सकारात्मक सोच में और निर्णायक सोच में हमारा भारत बदल रहा है और विशेष रूप से भारत की सोच बदल रही है और आज एक नया भारत, कनेक्टेड, एम्पावर्ड, आत्मनिर्भर भारत का निर्माण हो रहा है। And then the world also knows our Honourable Prime Minister as a Gatishil Pradhan Mantri, the last mile Pradhan Mantri. Now this is because of the concern which he has even for the person at the last mile, towards ensuring that the services, the programs of the Government of India are able to reach and benefit the person at the last mile. आखिरी छोर पर खड़ा हुआ नागरिक भी आज इन डिजिटल सेवाओं को प्राप्त कर, इनके सुख को महसूस कर आज आकांक्षाओं से भरा हुआ है, उम्मीदों से भरा हुआ है, आशावान है। और 21वीं सदी का भारत साइलोस को तोड़कर, स्टीरियोटाइप्स को तोड़कर आगे की ओर अग्रसर है ग्लोबल ऑर्डर में। And all this has been possible under the guidance and leadership of our Honourable Prime Minister, जिन्होंने हमेशा से हमें नए संकल्पों के लिए, नए इरादों के लिए, नई बुलंदियों को छूने के लिए प्रेरित किया है। तो आप सभी की तरफ से मैं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी से करबद्ध होकर निवेदन मार्गदर्शन करने के लिए।
नमस्कार। केंद्रीय मंत्रिमंडल में मेरे सहयोगी श्री अश्विनी वैष्णव जी, श्री देवसी चौहान जी, डॉक्टर एल मुरुगन जी, टेलीकॉम और ब्रॉडकास्टिंग सेक्टर से जुड़े सभी लीडर्स, देवियों और सज्जनों, टेलीकॉम रेगुलेटरी अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया ट्राई, इससे जुड़े सभी साथियों को सिल्वर जुबिली की बहुत बहुत बधाई। 25 साल पूरे किए हैं तब देश आजादी के अमृत काल में अगले 25 वर्षों के रोड मैप पर काम कर रहा है, नए लक्ष्य तय कर रहा है। थोड़ी देर पहले मुझे देश को अपना खुद से निर्मित 5G टेस्ट बेड राष्ट्र को समर्पित करने का अवसर मिला है। ये टेलीकॉम सेक्टर में क्रिटिकल और आधुनिक टेक्नोलॉजी की आत्मनिर्भरता की दिशा में एक अहम कदम है। मैं इस प्रोजेक्ट से जुड़े सभी साथियों को, हमारे IITs को बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं। साथ ही मैं देश के युवा साथियों को, रिसर्चर्स और कंपनीज को आमंत्रित करता हूं कि वो उस टेस्टिंग फैसिलिटी का उपयोग 5G टेक्नोलॉजी के निर्माण के लिए करें। विशेष रूप से हमारे स्टार्टअप्स के लिए अपने प्रोडक्ट टेस्ट करने का ये बहुत बड़ा अवसर है। यही नहीं, 5GI के रूप में जो देश का अपना 5G स्टैंडर्ड बनाया गया है, वो देश के लिए बहुत गर्व की बात है। ये देश के गांवों में 5G टेक्नोलॉजी पहुंचाने और उस काम में बहुत बड़ी भूमिका निभाएगा। साथियों, 21वीं सदी के भारत में कनेक्टिविटी देश की प्रगति की गति को निर्धारित करेगी। इसलिए हर स्तर पर कनेक्टिविटी को आधुनिक बनाना ही होगा और इसकी बुनियाद का काम करेंगे आधुनिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का निर्माण, आधुनिक टेक्नोलॉजी का ज्यादा से ज्यादा इस्तेमाल। 5G टेक्नोलॉजी भी देश की गवर्नेंस में, ईज ऑफ लिविंग, ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस, इन अनेक विषयों में सकारात्मक बदलाव लाने वाली है। इससे खेती, स्वास्थ्य, शिक्षा, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और लॉजिस्टिक्स हर सेक्टर में ग्रोथ को बल मिलेगा। इससे सुविधा भी बढ़ेगी और रोजगार के भी नए अवसर बनेंगे। अनुमान है कि आने वाले 1.5 दशक में 5G से भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था में $450 बिलियन का योगदान होने वाला है। यानी ये सिर्फ इंटरनेट की गति नहीं, बल्कि प्रगति और एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन की गति को भी बढ़ाने वाला है। इसलिए 5G तेजी से रोल आउट हो, इसके लिए सरकार और इंडस्ट्री दोनों को कलेक्टिव एफर्ट्स की जरूरत है। इस दशक के अंत तक हम 6G सर्विस भी लॉन्च कर पाए, इसके लिए भी हमारी टास्क फोर्स काम करना शुरू कर चुकी है। साथियों, हमारा प्रयास है कि टेलीकॉम सेक्टर और 5G टेक्नोलॉजी में हमारे स्टार्टअप्स तेजी से तैयार हो, ग्लोबल चैंपियन बने। हम अनेक सेक्टर्स में दुनिया के एक बड़े डिजाइन पावर हाउस है। टेलीकॉम इक्विपमेंट मार्केट में भी भारत के डिजाइन चैंपियंस का सामर्थ्य हम सभी जानते हैं। अब इसके लिए जरूरी R&D इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और प्रक्रियाओं को आसान बनाने पर हमारा विशेष फोकस है और इसमें आप सबकी भी बहुत बड़ी भूमिका है। साथियों, आत्मनिर्भरता और स्वस्थ स्पर्धा कैसे समाज में, अर्थव्यवस्था में मल्टीप्लायर इफेक्ट पैदा करती है, इसका एक बेहतरीन उदाहरण हम सब गर्व से कह सकते हैं, हमारा टेलीकॉम सेक्टर है। हम जरा पुरानी तरफ नजर करें, 2G का काल, 2G का काल यानी निराशा, हताशा, करप्शन, पॉलिसी पैरालिसिस, और आज उस कालखंड से बाहर निकलकर देश ने 3G से 4G और 5G और 6G तक की तरफ तेजी से कदम बढ़ाए हैं। ये ट्रांजिशन बहुत स्मूथली, बहुत ट्रांसपेरेंसी के साथ हो रहा है और इसमें TRAI की बहुत महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका रही है। रिट्रोस्पेक्टिव टैक्सेशन हो या AGR जैसे मुद्दे, जब भी इंडस्ट्री के सामने चुनौतियां आई हैं, तो हमने उतनी ही गति से रिस्पॉन्ड करने का प्रयास किया है और जहां जहां जरूरत पड़ी हमने रिफॉर्म भी किया है। ऐसे ही प्रयासों ने एक नया विश्वास पैदा किया। इसी का परिणाम है कि 2014 से पहले 1 दशक से ज्यादा समय में जितना एफडीआई टेलीकॉम सेक्टर में आया है उसमें 1.5 गुना से अधिक सिर्फ इन 8 सालों में आया है। भारत के पोटेंशियल पर इन्वेस्टर्स के इसी सेंटिमेंट्स को मजबूत करने की जिम्मेदारी हम सभी पर है। साथियों, बीते वर्षों में सरकार जिस तरह नई सोच और अप्रोच के साथ काम कर रही है उससे आप सभी भली भांति परिचित हैं। साइलोज वाली सोच से आगे निकलकर अब देश होल ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट अप्रोच के साथ आगे बढ़ रही है। आज हम देश में टेली डेंसिटी और इंटरनेट यूजर्स के मामले में दुनिया में सबसे तेजी से एक्सपांड हो रहे हैं, तो उसमें टेलीकॉम समेत कई सेक्टर्स की भूमिका रही है। सबसे बड़ी भूमिका इंटरनेट की है। 2014 में जब हम आए तो हमने सबका साथ सबका विकास और इसके लिए टेक्नोलॉजी के व्यापक उपयोग को अपनी प्राथमिकता बनाया। इसके लिए सबसे जरूरी यह था कि देश के करोड़ों लोग आपस में जुड़े, सरकार से भी जुड़े, सरकार की भी सभी इकाइयां, चाहे केंद्र हो, राज्य हो, स्थानीय स्वराज संस्थाएं हो, वे भी एक प्रकार से एक ऑर्गेनिक इकाई बन करके आगे बढ़े, आसानी से कम खर्च में जुड़े, बिना करप्शन के सरकारी सेवाओं का लाभ ले सकें। इसलिए हमने जनधन, आधार, मोबाइल की ट्रिनिटी को डायरेक्ट गवर्नेंस का माध्यम बनाना तय किया। मोबाइल गरीब से गरीब परिवार की भी पहुंच में हो, इसके लिए हमें देश में ही मोबाइल फोन की मैन्युफैक्चरिंग पर बल दिया। परिणाम यह हुआ कि मोबाइल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट्स 2 से बढ़कर 200 से अधिक हो गई। आज भारत दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा मोबाइल फोन मैन्युफैक्चरर है और जहां हम अपनी जरूरत के लिए फोन इंपोर्ट करते थे, आज हम मोबाइल एक्सपोर्ट के नए रिकॉर्ड बना रहे हैं। साथियों, मोबाइल कनेक्टिविटी बढ़ाने के लिए जरूरी था कि कॉल और डेटा महंगा न हो। इसलिए टेलीकॉम मार्केट में हेल्दी कंपटीशन को हमने प्रोत्साहन किया। इसी का परिणाम है कि आज हम दुनिया के सबसे सस्ता डेटा प्रोवाइडर्स में से एक है। आज भारत देश के हर गांव तक ऑप्टिकल फाइबर से जोड़ने में जुटा है। आपको भी पता है कि 2014 से पहले भारत में 100 ग्राम पंचायत भी ऑप्टिकल फाइबर कनेक्टिविटी से नहीं जुड़ी थी। आज हम करीब 2.25 लाख ग्राम पंचायतों तक ब्रॉडबैंड कनेक्टिविटी पहुंचा चुके हैं। कुछ समय पहले ही सरकार ने देश के नक्सल प्रभावित अनेक जनजातीय जिलों में भी 4G कनेक्टिविटी पहुंचाने की बहुत बड़ी योजना को स्वीकृति किया है। ये 5G और 6G टेक्नोलॉजी के लिए भी अहम है और मोबाइल और इंटरनेट के दायरे का भी इससे विस्तार होगा। साथियों, फोन और इंटरनेट तक ज्यादा से ज्यादा भारतीयों की पहुंचने भारत के एक बहुत बड़े पोटेंशियल को खोल लिया है। इसने देश में एक सशक्त डिजिटल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की नींव रखी है। इसने देश में सर्विस की एक बहुत बड़ी डिमांड पैदा की। इसका एक उदाहरण देश के कोने कोने में बनाए गए 4 लाख कॉमन सर्विस सेंटर्स हैं। इन कॉमन सर्विस सेंटर्स में आज सरकार की सैकड़ों सर्विसेज गांव के लोगों तक पहुंच रही हैं। ये कॉमन सर्विस सेंटर्स लाखों युवाओं को रोजगार का भी माध्यम बने हैं। मैं पिछले दिनों गुजरात में एक कार्यक्रम में गया था। वहां दाहोद जिला जो जनजातीय क्षेत्र है, आदिवासी विस्तार है, वहां का एक दिव्यांग कपल मिला मुझे। वो कॉमन सर्विस सेंटर चलाते हैं। उन्होंने कहा मैं दिव्यांग था तो मुझे ये थोड़ी मदद मिल गई और मैंने शुरू किया और आज वो 28-30 हजार रुपया आदिवासी क्षेत्र के दूर दराज गांव में कॉमन सर्विस सेंटर से कमा रहे हैं। मतलब ये हुआ कि आदिवासी क्षेत्र के नागरिक भी ये सेवाएं क्या है, ये सेवाएं कैसे ली जाती है, ये सेवा कितनी सार्थक है, इसको भी जानते हैं। और एक दिव्यांग कपल वहां छोटे से गांव में लोगों की सेवा भी करता है, रोजी रोटी भी कमाता है। ये डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी किस प्रकार से बदलाव ला रही है। साथियों, हमारी सरकार टेक्नोलॉजी को निरंतर अपग्रेड करने के साथ साथ देश के डिलीवरी सिस्टम को भी लगातार सुधार रही है। इसने देश में सर्विस और मैन्युफैक्चरिंग दोनों से जुड़े स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम को बल दिया है। ये भारत को दुनिया का तीसरा सबसे बड़ा स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम बनाने के पीछे एक अहम कारण है। साथियों, ये होल ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट अप्रोच हमारे ट्राई जैसे तमाम रेगुलेटर्स के लिए भी वर्तमान और भविष्य की चुनौतियों से निपटने के लिए अहम है। आज रेगुलेशन सिर्फ एक सेक्टर की सीमाओं तक सीमित नहीं है। टेक्नोलॉजी अलग अलग सेक्टर्स को इंटरकनेक्ट कर रही है। इसलिए आज कोलैबोरेटिव रेगुलेशन की जरूरत हुई हर कोई स्वाभाविक से अनुभव कर रहा है। इसके लिए जरूरी है कि तमाम रेगुलेटर्स साथ आए, कॉमन प्लेटफॉर्म तैयार करें और बेहतर तालमेल के साथ समाधान निकालें। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि इस कॉन्फ्रेंस से इस दिशा में महत्वपूर्ण समाधान निकल करके आएगा। आपको देश के टेलीकॉम कंज्यूमर्स के इंटरेस्ट की भी सुरक्षा करनी है और दुनिया के सबसे आकर्षक टेलीकॉम मार्केट की ग्रोथ को भी प्रोत्साहित करना है। TRAI की सिल्वर जुबिली कॉन्फ्रेंस हमारी आजादी के अमृतकाल की ग्रोथ को गति देने वाली हो, ऊर्जा देने वाली हो, नया विश्वास पैदा करने वाली हो, एक नई छलांग मारने के सपने देखने वाली हो और साकार करने के संकल्प वाली हो। इसी कामना के साथ आप सभी का बहुत बहुत आभार, आप सबको अनेक अनेक शुभकामनाएं, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, आपके दिशा निर्देश के लिए, हमें नए संकल्पों के लिए प्रेरित करने के लिए। एंड वी आर श्योर दैट kindled and ignited by your words and the vision and the mission which you have shared with us, we are going to be moving ahead to be achieving our goals and our aspirations. Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister, sir. And ladies and gentlemen, all of you, in fact, have been a part of this glorious journey of TRAI, contributed as TRAI has been very closely working with each one of you. So as we come to the conclusion of this important session, to express words of thanks, I would like to request and invite our respected Secretary, TRAI, Shri V. Raghunandan ji, to kindly propose a formal vote of thanks.
Honourable Ministers on the dais, respected Chairman Dr. Vaghela, Member Madam, and all the dignitaries of the dais. Good afternoon to all of you. I think I should say good morning. It is indeed a great pleasure and privilege for me, and also I am fortunate to be here on the 25th celebrations day of TRAI. And it is indeed a great honor and privilege for all of us, in fact, to celebrate this together with the former authorities, former members, and other stakeholders here. On behalf of the TRAI, first and foremost, I express my deep gratitude to our Chief Guest of the Day, Honourable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, who, despite his busy schedule, has graced this occasion. It is indeed a great pleasure for all of us and proud moment for TRAI too. I would also like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Shri Ashwini Vaishnav, Honourable Minister of Communications, Electronics and Information Technology and Railways, for his gracious presence and his encouraging words, and also for motivating TRAI on this occasion.
Ladies and gentlemen, expressing our gratitude and appreciation, may I request Dr. P.D. Vaghela ji to kindly present the shawl and a special memento, thanking our Honourable Minister, Shri Ashwini Vaishnav ji.
On behalf of TRAI, I would also like to express my sincere thanks to Shri Dev Singh Chauhan Sahab, Honourable Minister of State for Communications, for accepting our invitation and being with us on this memorable occasion.
Once again requesting Dr. P.D. Vaghela ji to kindly present the memento and the shawl, our gratitude appreciation expressing to Shri Dev Singh Chauhan ji.
My special thanks to Dr. L. Murugan, Honourable Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting, and Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying, for sparing his valuable time and gracing the Silver Jubilee celebrations of TRAI with his presence. Sir.
So once again, our special thanks to Dr. L. Murugan, requesting Dr. P.D. Vaghela ji to kindly present the shawl and the special memento.
Sir, again I am privileged to thank my own beloved Chairman, Dr. P.D. Vaghela, TRAI for his leadership, support, vision, and then commitment, and valuable contribution, guidance, and encouragement for all our efforts. Without his, this program would not have been successful.
और चेयरमैन TRAI का विशेष रूप से धन्यवाद करने के लिए मैं आमंत्रित करती हूँ यहाँ पर श्री राजीव सिन्हा जी को, प्रिंसिपल एडवाइजर TRAI, कि वे उन्हें शॉल और मेमेंटो भेंट करें.
Thank you, sir. I know that sir, this is our privilege, sir, to thank you also. And I am also thankful to Madam Meenakshi Gupta, member TRAI, for her continued support, guidance, and in the organizing this function. Madam, kindly accept our on behalf of TRAI, Madam.
May I request Shri MP Tangirala ji, the Principal Advisor TRAI, to please join us as we express our thanks to Madam Meenakshi Gupta ji.
Thank you once again, Madam. I also express my sincere thanks to Shri Apurva Chandra ji, Secretary Information and Broadcasting, for accepting our invitation despite being his busy schedule. Actually, he is supposed to leave today night, if I remember correctly. Sir, kindly accept our thanks on this today.
For that, may I request Shri Mahin Srivastav, Principal Advisor TRAI, to please join us on the dais and present the shawl and the memento thanking Shri Apurva Chandra ji. Ladies and gentlemen, Shri V. Raghunandan ji has been expressing thanks to everyone, but I think he also deserves a big thank you from all of us for guiding us and also for steering the session. May I request Srimati Vandana Sethi to kindly present this memento and also a shawl from all of us, expressing our thanks to Secretary TRAI.
Here, sir, I would also like to thank Secretary DOT in his absentia, who could not make it to this function. In fact, his entire team is here along with us. They were part and parcel of this whole function. The testbed also is being launched by Honourable Prime Minister of India. I would like to thank him, my bottom of my heart, for actually making efforts behind the screen. Thank you, sir. I would also like to thank DSG ITU in his absentia, who could not make it due to his wife's illness, and he has sent his greetings to us, and we thank him in his absentia. And I also would like to thank Professor Bhaskar. Actually, despite his schedules, he could make it to the function, sir. You contributed a lot being the architect, and then we would like to thank on behalf of TRAI. And also we are fortunate that you have already joined us as part-time member of the TRAI. I would also like to express my sincere thanks to two former chairmen, Shri Mishra Saab and also Dr. R.S. Sharma Saab, who are here. Sir, with your presence and gracious presence here, sir, we are really honored. And I am really privileged on the 25th year of Celebration High to be in front of you and then to say thanks to you, sir. I would also like to thank Honourable Justice Dr. D.N. Patil Saab, Chairman TDSAT. Actually, he could not make it to during the last moment, so we would like to thank him in his absentia. I also owe a special gratitude to Mr. Shyam Sundar Sikdar, Chairman BTRC Bangladesh, who has come all the way from Bangladesh, sir. Thank you, sir, for making it come. I would like to thank Mr. Sheng Thong, Chairman TRC Cambodia, who has also made it to this function. I would also like to thank Mr. Omar Abdullah, Chairman ICTI Turkey. Sir. I also would like to thank delegations from countries UAE, Uganda, Botswana, APT organization, GSMA, and all other international delegates for coming all the way from their respective countries and gracing this occasion with their presence. I am also thankful to officers and support staff of PMO for providing us the necessary approvals and clearances in time and supporting us for the successful organization of this event by supporting us 24/7. My special thanks to MEA officers for providing the necessary clearance and support for being with and also for being with us today. I also thank my colleagues from DOT MIB and other government officers, agencies for their presence and support which they have extended to us. I would also like to thank distinguished members, doyens of the industry, TSPs, ISPs, broadcasters, MSOs, infrastructure providers, industry associations, OEMs, startups, academia for being with us today and celebrating together for this 25 years. I also thank members of the media for covering this event, who are covering this event, and all the administrative and support staff of Vigyan Bhavan, Delhi Police, security staff, and other agencies for their contribution. In fact, I will be failing in my duties if I don't thank my own colleagues, principal advisors, Mr. Rajiv Sinha, Mr. Mahendra Srivastava, Dr. Tangirala, and advisor admin, Madam Vandana, and all advisors, staff, and officers of TRAI who have worked very hard day and night for this occasion to be memorable and cherishable. I also thank one and all of you for cooperating and then making this function a resounding success. Thank you all. Thank you, sir, again. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we close this important session. But once again, a big thank you to all of you. Your presence definitely has dignified and magnified our celebrations here. Once again, thank you to Shri Nipendra Mishra ji, to Shri R. Sharma ji, to all the dignitaries present in this August gathering, all our honourable ministers for guiding us, and a special thank you to the Honourable Prime Minister. And we are sure under his guidance, we are going to be further taking these discussions tomorrow as we start in Ashoka Hotel. That's going to be at 9:15. You're requested all to be joining us. 9:45 we start with our sessions. Now we invite you to please join us for lunch. The media personals are requested to please join us for lunch in the foyer, and all the distinguished dignitaries, if you can join us in the atrium. And also post-lunch, you're requested to kindly collect a souvenir that is from the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, thanking all of you for your presence, and especially on this 25 glorious years. A souvenir you may collect from the registration counter outside after your lunch. Thank you and enjoy your lunch.